Hello, Sarah Sabin, Executive Leadership and Intuition Coach here. And in today's video, I am going to be talking about the confidence competence framework. So, something interesting happens with executives in the later stages of their career. So, let's say from 40s upwards. They will notice that their confidence actually starts to drop. So clients will often say to me, Sarah, I was way more confident in my 20s. I felt unstoppable. I felt like I had limitless potential. And hey, that is one of the key ingredients that enabled them to get to executive level in the first place. But as they get older, that confidence starts to drop, even though intellectually and logically they acknowledge that their competence levels are much higher than they were when they were in their 20s. So, why does this phenomenon tend to happen? So, it can happen for a few reasons. Number one, it can be that they've had a bad period in their career where they felt like they're not performing, for example, or they're not being valued at work, or maybe they've been made redundant or lost a job. Second reason could be that they are feeling like they are not as far ahead as they should be at that stage in their career. Even even though everyone around them is like, wow, you're so far ahead, look at everything you've achieved, you're really not seeing it or feeling it. And comparisonitis often tends to come into this, where you're comparing yourself to other people around you completely randomly and without really knowing what is going on the inside of that other person that is where you think you should be at that time. Imposter syndrome could be a third reason that confidence is starting to wane. It could be that people aren't validating you as much as they used to. So you used to be feel like you were really acclaimed at work, but you're just not getting that feeling anymore. And over time, that starts to have a knock-on impact on your confidence. Now, some signs that you can catch that are examples of your confidence starting to wane, even though your competence isn't, is the fact that you're thinking, well, if I just did this, then I'd get what I want. So if I just do another degree, if I just work longer hours, if I just learned about this other skill, then everything would be fine. Then I would feel confident. The truth is, if you're in a confidence lag, no amount of external things are going to take that away. So I mean by that, external things that you're doing because you're trying to fill this kind of confidence hole that you feel. Now, this is a problem because I would like to express very strongly, I'm talking about highly competent people here. And what the world needs more of is highly competent and highly confident leaders. Both are crucial elements in success. And what we have a lot of in the world are undercompetent but overconfident leaders, which leads to all kind of issues. But unfortunately, this overconfidence goes a long way to getting you ahead because people perceive confidence in a certain way, and these people get promoted over the very competent but slightly underconfident or a lot underconfident leaders. So it is incumbent upon you, if you fall into this category of competent but underconfident, to do something about it. And that's for your own individual success, but also so that you can create a bigger impact. Because as I said, the world needs more of you. So, step number one is to admit that's where you are, right? So, admit that you are competent, you have 20, 30 years experience, you know a lot about your field, and maybe the problem isn't that you need to do more or learn more. Maybe the problem is that you need to work on your confidence. So you're starting to create doubt about the illusion that you are undercompetent, right? And I would like to say as well, this doesn't mean that you don't need to learn anything ever again. The more you learn, the more you realize you have to learn, but that's part of the game. It doesn't take away from your existing level of competence. And the fact that you're always learning feeds into how competent you are today and how competent you will be in a week, a month, a year, etc. from now. Once you've started to create doubt around the fact that actually, yeah, I am competent. I've got more to learn, but I'm good at what I do. So you started to create doubt around this whole thing you had around, oh, I'm not competent. Then you can move on to the next stage, which is starting to build up that internal scaffolding. That internal scaffolding is your confidence that exists completely independent of anything external validating you. So, what I mean by that is you do not need anyone to tell you anything for you to believe in yourself because you already know that you are amazing, brilliant, and have this combination of gifts that make you unique. And yes, you all do have them because it's the combination of things that you have that will create your uniqueness and create your zone of genius. So, you might say to me, well, Sarah, that's a bit arrogant if I was to think that I'm the best in the world. It's not so you can go around telling other people how wonderful you are. And in fact, that's actually a sign of insecurity. It's so that you can be grounded in the knowledge that you are the best at what you do. And it can be quite a big psychological leap to get there. So you can use micro moments every day to rewire your neural pathways so you can start to get on board with that. So what that means is you're feeding your brain evidence that you are the best at something. And it doesn't need to be huge things. The smallest little specific thing is relevant. So I conducted an amazing meeting today. I did a talk and everyone was on the edge of their seats. I had a one-to-one today and there was a problem which I solved really well, and there was no one else that could have done it in exactly the same way. This is so that you can start to reinforce the belief and start to build that internal scaffolding brick by brick by brick by brick, so that you're building up your confidence to the level of your competence. And that takes time and it takes a little bit of consistent effort every day. But it will make a huge difference in how other people respond to you. Because remember that people respond to confidence.